Oh, hello, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. I'm the brother Malak from the Diligent Soldier Camp here in Boston, Mass. And as always, I pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. The name of this one is, remember that it is easier for a camel. Okay, remember that it is easier for a camel. Okay, and that title is actually in reference to the book of Mark 10 and 25. All right, which I'll read out in a couple minutes. But basically, first and foremost, this lesson is inspired through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right, and it's just been something that's been on my mind for a while now. I have a 20-year-old. He's into, what every 20-year-old in the world is into, which is, his girls and working, right? But as of late, he's been talking to me a lot about getting into trading, the stocks and whatnot. I don't know much of the inner workings, just how, the government wants to regulate it, and the elites is going to use that type of blockchain technology to basically have everybody on lock, man, have everybody on smash, man, under control, in other words, okay? So yeah, the only thing I know about these things as far as stocks and trades and things of that nature is the things that we bring out through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua when we're teaching about the new world order of things that they want to integrate in society, okay? And I obviously speak to him. I obviously teach him as much as I think that he is receiving, and Lord knows I try to be 100%, how should I say, I guess what he would understand as real, by telling him, by not really sugarcoating anything, man, just telling him basically the nitty gritty, man, the good and the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. And one of those things being that the Lord is going to destroy 2/3, man, and a lot of people that he's going to destroy are a lot of people with this greed in their mind and their heart for the lust of money, for the greed of money, man. Okay, and how he should recognize the fact that this money is funny money, man. It's all tainted. It's in heavy debt. It's really more debt than actual credit, man. But nonetheless, man, I guess through the spirit, I just wanted to bring out a few scriptures, man, because you got a lot of brothers that are newly coming to this truth, and, they might might have their mind in that same type of function, where it's that, they're learning about the truth, but they have big ambitions, big goals to take life, over, and even though they're learning these new things, you know what I'm saying? And it's probably breaking down certain strongholds. Money's a big thing to a lot of people, man. You know what I mean? Not everybody looks at it as brothers look at it in the truth, man. We know we got to work. That's the only way we're going to eat. The only way we're going to pay these bills that we're subjected to, right? Payments. But the younger folks, especially with this generation, man, they definitely need the men of the Lord out there through the spirit of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, to explain, to talk to them about the things that are going on, right? And you do what you want with your money. It's obviously the scriptures tell you how you should be handling your money. But as a mere man myself, I can't really tell anybody to do with their money. All we could do is warn you of the things to come, okay? And money is one of those things that if you don't know how to swim, you drown in it, man. And not by so much getting it and spending it, but trying to obtain it, man. Okay, and we know Esau's behind all of this, all of this blockchain thing, all of these stocks and bonds and trades and buyouts and whatnots. Okay, and how he manipulates it all. But a lot of our people can't see that. You know, they just can't see that this devil, not so much is capable of. I think everybody sees that Esau is capable of anything, but they really believe that certain things just can't be touched, tainted, or compromised by Esau, man. Okay, and that's the ongoing sentiment with a lot of young people, man. All right, so hey, just I'm not gonna make this too long. Just bring out a few quick scriptures. The Lord's will be edifying and exhorting because time is short, man, and these goals that our young people have in mind, especially if you're newly coming into this, man, it's not gonna be possible, man. You could have everything, in order to do what you have to do. The market could be going the way you want it to be going right now at the moment, but all of this is going to come to naught. The Lord's going to destroy all of this, man. So there's no time to play out or execute these goals, all right, that these young people have, that you might have in your mind, whoever's listening and might be, something that they might be battling in their heads, man. Everything we need is in the scriptures. And all the benefits that come with it will soon be here, man. The Lord Himself will give the reward to the people, man, to everyone. All right. So nonetheless, Salakia for the ranting. Let's go straight into it. Mark 10:25. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. All right, a camel being way bigger than a human, right? A normal man, right? But when you read this for face value, you don't see the spiritual side of it. You would think it's talking about a actual camel going through an actual needle, right? Which is basically impossible, right? But what's even more impossible is the fact that a rich man will go through it. That's not to say that wealthy people, someone in a wealth status can't make it, right? It's going to ultimately be up to the Lord. It's up to Him who makes it in there. Because the Lord knows all our hearts, okay? And He gave lots to certain men to have money, to be, secret disciples, helpers and whatnot. So the Lord knows what He's doing, But you gotta have a lot of men that will talk a good one, but are gonna be too caught up in trying to get this bag, as they say, right? Get to the money, and you're gonna be caught up so much into that, and you could have, in a very short amount of time, accumulate a bunch of money, a couple millions maybe. You make what they call good business deals. But as far as enjoying it, as far as doubling it up, quadrupling it up, working all your life and passing on generational wealth with RFN notes with the enemy on the face of the legal tender, that's gonna be basically that's not life, man. And it's not possible neither. It's just not gonna be possible. The Lord's coming to destroy all this shit, man. Kohalo Yahweh Bashem Yahushad. Okay, so I'm reading as I'm saying that. I'm looking at the time and it's 4:41 right now. All right. Okay, yeah. So moving along, yeah. It says it's easier than for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. And man, that money is not getting you in there, man. Okay, it's not. You can't. There's nothing you could pay off. There's no way to make some type of payment, and you could get into heaven. You could be saved. That's off. That's not possible. All right. What's more important than that is the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 12. It says, for wisdom is a defense, right? And money is a defense. Okay, money is a defense. You know, which is why, every time I get any type of money, I get paid, I always ask the Lord to put the spirit on me to spend the money wisely. Even if a couple extra dollars came in, it's not about grabbing it and drinking it. It's not about going out and spending it. Okay, what are my priorities? What bills need to be on point? What's lacking? You know what I'm saying? So then the home is straight to the best of my ability, through the help of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, who helps me achieve my daily bread. Okay? Salakia, this phone locked up on me. Again, Ecclesiastes 7:12, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. All right? Wisdom gives you more life. It extends your life, in the sense that when you know better, you do better, man. Okay? The scriptures tell you to offend less. So if you're wise, you will do that, especially if that's in your spirit, if the Lord put that on your spirit, if you praying, to offend less, and you fasting and you doing the things you got to do and keeping yourself from wickedness to the best of your ability, even though we fall short, but you're still striving, man, to be perfect, like our Father that's in heaven, man. The last scripture I wanted to bring out, let me see something, Salakia. Yeah, it's Matthew 6:19. It says, lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust does corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. So it's telling you not to even think about this physical money. That's basically what it's telling you. Okay, because you see the word earth there, upon earth. I mean, anywhere you go, you're on earth, right? We don't have so this is obviously talking about a future prophecy, okay? Because, of course we're going to have physical riches here, whether it be in forms of land, or gold, right? Some type of element, some type of property, some type of value. But the spiritual, the spiritual bodies that we're gonna have, that they'll be able to take us to the spirit world, and the knowledge that we receive there, and just being a part of that. That's also a treasure, That's also something very precious to us, man. That we hope to obtain, man. Which is why it's saying here, okay, in so many words, lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt. I'm telling you that all this money is tainted, It's all tainted. Where moth and rust does corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, which is what happens a lot here in Babylon and abroad, man. Verse 20 says, but lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Okay, that none of this happens in the heavens, man. Verse 21 says, and here's the point, for where your treasure is, there where your heart be also, man. There where your mind be also, man. And the true treasure is, man, being in this truth that we have, that we obtain through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. Calling on his name, knowing that his name is a high tower, and we could run into it and be safe by calling on those names, man. That's a treasure. Okay, the name of the Lord itself is a treasure, right? Both the Father and Son, which is why we don't just teach it to just any old body that walks up. Even if we're having a conversation, man, we got to read that spirit. And if we're able to discern that the person might be a Jake, that coming in a humble spirit, not a proud, arrogant, demon, then yeah, that name we're gonna teach those names. We're gonna tell the people teach the person that name, the meaning, the pronunciation, how to write it. You know what I'm saying? So I pray this lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. To you all I say Shalom, Ababa Bo, and Karam Yasharallah. Shalom.